So this was one that I thought, well, this is important to my family, so I'm going to track this down. So I called my grandpa, who was still alive at the time, and asked him for the recipe, and he kind of laughed. He was like, what recipe? He just doesn't. So he was so kind. He sat down and wrote it out for me. So I got this envelope in the mail, and on the back of the envelope it said, Val, add a little black pepper. So when this came, he had adapted it, thankfully, for chicken, so I didn't have to go chasing down squirrels at the public park. But what I quickly learned is that even though it was a pretty basic dish, when I made it the first time, it didn't taste anything like his. So I had to read I read some cookbook pages, and I went and talked to my grandpa, and I talked to some other people on that side of the family. And after a while, I sort of got so I could make it. There were little details he had left out about, he used all garden vegetables, and they just taste better. And that was how I learned how much better those garden vegetables are. So little by little, I went through the recipe, and piece by piece, got it together until now I can make it too. What I learned is that you kind of have to go to primary and secondary sources when trying to piece apart these old recipes, especially if you've got an older recipe that the person's not around anymore. I have a huge stack of old cookbooks here. I don't know if some of y'all know Mrs. Dull's and some of those others. If I'm working on a recipe and I can't get it to turn out right, I'll go see if I can find cookbooks from the time period, like a good old Southern cookbook or some of those older ones. And a lot of them are available if you have a computer. They're available online. A lot of them have been scanned, and if you know where to look, and that was one of the things in my book that I tried to help people find those things. You can compare recipes until you realize, oh, we're missing the carrots, or oh, I forgot the black pepper, or you'll get a cooking time. So by comparing all these recipes, you sort of figure out what direction to take that recipe in.